12 Angry Men is a classic drama that delves into the complexities of jury deliberations in a murder trial. The story unfolds in a single jury room, where 12 jurors must decide the fate of a young defendant accused of murdering his father. The narrative is both intense and compelling, exploring themes of justice, prejudice, and the power of reasonable doubt. Setting and premise. The film begins with a courtroom scene in which the judge instructs the jury to deliberate on the guilt or innocence of the accused, a teenage boy from a disadvantaged background. The evidence seems to point clearly to his guilt, and a conviction means the defendant will face the death penalty. After the judge's instructions, the jurors retire to a cramped, overheated jury room to begin their deliberations. Initial vote. The jury's initial vote reveals that 11 jurors are ready to convict, and only Juror 8, played by Henry Fonda in the film, is not convinced of the defendant's guilt. Juror 8 is troubled by the possibility of condemning an innocent person, and he advocates for a thorough discussion before making a final decision. The other jurors are initially frustrated by his reluctance but agree to discuss the case further. The deliberation. As the deliberations proceed, Juror 8 methodically questions the evidence and the testimonies presented during the trial. He points out inconsistencies and raises reasonable doubts. The other jurors, initially dismissive, begin to reconsider their positions as Juror 8's arguments prompt them to re-examine the evidence more critically. Key moments in the deliberation include: 1. Witness testimonies. Juror 8 highlights the discrepancies in the testimonies of the witnesses. For example, he challenges the reliability of the old man's testimony about hearing the murder and the woman's claim of seeing it through a passing train. 2. The knife. Juror 8 brings in a knife identical to the one used in the murder, demonstrating that it's not as unique as the prosecution suggested. This physical evidence challenges the certainty of the prosecution's argument. 3. Prejudice and bias. Tensions rise as personal biases and prejudices come to the forefront. Some jurors reveal their own bigotries, which influence their judgments. Juror 3, in particular, is driven by his strained relationship with his own son and exhibits a particularly hostile stance toward the defendant. Re-evaluation. As more jurors begin to question their initial stance, they start to doubt the prosecution's case. Juror 8's persistent questioning and calm demeanor gradually influence others to reconsider the evidence more objectively. Climax and resolution. The deliberation reaches a climax when Juror 3 becomes increasingly aggressive and emotional. His personal vendetta and inability to separate his personal issues from the case nearly derail the discussion. However, the other jurors, particularly Juror 8, help him confront his biases. The turning point comes when Juror 3's own doubts force him to confront the reality of the situation. Eventually, all 12 jurors are convinced of the defendant's innocence, leading to a unanimous not guilty verdict. Themes and impact. 12 Angry Men highlights the importance of reasonable doubt in the justice system and the impact of personal biases on decision-making. It underscores the value of integrity and the role of individual moral courage in upholding justice. The story serves as a powerful commentary on the judicial process and the significance of each juror's role in ensuring a fair trial. The film, with its minimalistic setting and focus on dialogue and character interactions, remains a timeless exploration of human nature and the complexities of collective decision-making.